we ran out of okay, hold on. We ran out of ideas again.
Just in time for Gary's birthday. Happy birthday!
We're doing
tomorrow.
some fucking tier lists.
Happy birthday tomorrow. Which means several days from now.
Bye.
Well, from then. Bye.
Welcome to Time. And we're back.
Are we back or are we forward? Are we to the left or to the right?
We're gonna kill you
Actually,
if
the
you keep
table
talking
looks
like
like
that.
it's a little forward.
Don't you touch my table. Okay, today we're gonna be doing some tier lists again.
We're gonna start out nice and
We
easy.
are out of ideas. Yeah, out of ideas.
We know
Yeah,
you like our
yeah,
unsolicited
yeah.
opinions.
You like how they always skip E?
Yeah, why is that?
'Cause
I know
E's
it's
ugly.
It's based
Well,
on like
it's
school.
School grading system. Are we gonna add E?
No. Yeah, why
Alright.
wasn't there ever E's in school grading
Because
system?
E could be mistaken
Why
as
wasn't there
excellent.
S?
Because E could be for excellent.
But why wasn't there an S in the school grading system?
Not in our country. So I understand that there's an S in other
Superb.
places. Yeah.
Anyway, Adam Westmobile.
S.
S.
It's like that's what
the-
made it.
That's what
It was the
was
quintessential.
iconic.
There was Batmobiles in the comics before that one, but after that, that's been like the status quo.
I think there's a lot. You don't think there's one on here that's better?
Honestly, I like it the most.
Out of all of them.
It ranks up there. It's
Even-
nostalgic. It's
Even
classic.
Batman '89.
Yes.
Okay.
Look at the 89.
Get away from your mic when you do
I'm
that.
sorry.
The 89 wouldn't look like the way that it does without the 66.
With the giant fins on the back.
Yeah. Without the 66, the way that it was, and George Barris's work on that Batmobile, there's a lot of ways that Batmobiles after that wouldn't work. And arguably that can be said for the 89 as well, because it also shaped them going afterwards. Because without the 89, we wouldn't have got the animated series. And without the animated series, Batmobiles were on a consistent track up until about 2004.
Valid. Next up, Batman 89.
S tier.
Yep. Absolutely. One of the most iconic things. We didn't get to see it drive
Right.
in Flash. We
Yeah.
just got to see a cameo of it. Like, we've gotten to the point where cars have cameos now.
Trailer shots.
Yeah. Like, silly ass. All
It's
right.
like making Ghost Rider and not having the motorcycle.
Which game is this from?
That one's Arkham Asylum.
Arkham Asylum, Arkham City.
Or
Arkham
would
City,
we
you
put
never
this
actually
B
see the
or
Batmobile.
C tier? Because I feel like there's a lot
See
above
it
it.
in the DLC.
Which DLC?
It's one of the Riddler missions. One of the Riddler Predator missions in the Batcave.
Okay. Honestly, that one to me it feels
Better
kind
than
of
this next one, I think. To be
Yeah, the
honest.
next one it falls into the big tank category. This one I'd say it's easily B or C. I'd probably lean it more towards C in my opinion.
I was thinking C as well.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of the New 52 era, but it came out in 2009, so go figure.
It's at that point where it's like
It does everything it needs to while also being significantly different in a weird way.
Yeah.
okay, big tank.
Easily C.
Yeah.
I think so.
It does a good enough job, but it doesn't really look like a Batmobile.
You're like, I feel like while you're in it, you're like, oh, this is really cool. And then you look at it compared to every other one, you're like, oh, this is kind of whack.
Yeah, this is just some
After I complete,
military
honestly,
vehicle.
in Arkham Knight, after I complete all the tank missions, I usually go and choose another Batmobile, just because I like them visually better.
Right.
But they all drive differently, which kind of
That's just
rough.
weird.
Yeah, it's like 89 is like really drifty in the game too. Like it's weird. I guess it's just because it's really long. But honestly, the tightest controlling
what else is really long?
the tightest controlling one, it's tied for the Arkham Asylum Batmobile, and probably the Zack Snyder one.
That would make sense.
Yeah, the controls on those are nice.
All right, next up.
That should be the Val Kilmer Batmobile.
How do we feel about it? It has RGB.
I think it's like trying to do something bigger than that one. You know what I'm saying? Like it's trying to be bigger, flashier, tighter.
Yeah, it was trying to one-up it, but it knew it couldn't.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's
Because it's like, look how similar they look.
that's the point.
It's trying exactly.
It's
I'm
so
saying
similar,
solid
but
B.
yet so different.
Because I would definitely put it above those. In my opinion, if we'll move it, but that's where I'm gonna put it.
I think in
Yeah.
terms of like how much like thought process went into it, it deserves to be at a B. But I don't like it more than the Arkham Asylum one, if that makes sense. There's more ingenuity going on, more
Keep in
thought
mind that
process.
this is the reason we have 3 people.
Right.
Yeah, I think it can be at a B just for like nostalgia reasons, because I mean Batman Forever is still better than Batman and Robin in my opinion, but and the movie's better, and I have more fond memories of that Batmobile than the one that
We do have the
succeeded
Batmobiles
it.
in the correct order, right?
No.
No. I mean like in 89 or like Forever versus Batman and Robin. I'm gonna check just to
I'm
make sure.
fairly certain,
Because I thought that was the one from Batman Forever, but I just
I'm
want to make
pretty sure the one like next to the Batman Beyond one up there,
Yeah, that should be Batman and Robin.
that's Batman and Robin.
Because it's the
The
dragster.
glowing, yeah. The glowing rims.
I'll make sure that I'm on the right page.
Pretty sure that one also has glowing rims too.
Nope, we're backwards.
We're backwards.
We're backwards.
So that's Batman and Robin's.
Which makes sense.
That's Batman and Robin.
It has 2 seats.
Oh, yeah.
Batman Forever is the dragster.
Really?
Yeah.
So where do we put that then?
Personally, I think it's kind of fun the way that it like just drives. It looks really stupid like a Hot Wheels car, but that's
Yeah.
kind of why I like it. I'd honestly put it at a B just for what it is, because that sold toys for a reason, and it's because it
Yeah,
looks fun.
The only money that movie made was in toys. Like in the grand scheme.
Yeah, when you look at this car in person, it's a lot more interesting. It's not very pretty, but it's a lot more interesting, a lot more things going on than the other one.
The dragster, you mean?
Yeah, the dragster's got a lot more going on. I think it's worth being at a B. Or
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
You think it's
So
above this one? then?
I would definitely
the
say that.
tumbler.
D.
D?
Tumbler?
I hate the tumbler. I think it's hideous.
But it turned into a motorcycle.
That's about the coolest thing it does is when it gets destroyed and turns into a motorcycle.
It brought Batman movies back from the dead.
The tumbler didn't. Christian Bale did. Christopher Nolan did.
We'll see, because I don't think it's D tier.
It's not. It's not D tier.
I think it's
I think
severe D tier.
The fact that it turns into a motorcycle makes it way cooler for me. And I don't mind the shape of it. Like, I don't mind the looks of it.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think it's that
Honestly, for like the setting that they had,
bad. I honestly think it's C tier.
C tier would probably be good.
Because it's not the best looking Batmobile.
No, not by far.
But-
But it's still it could be a low C just to appease Wyatt. But
Either way, I just don't think it's worth being like B through S.
Okay. What about this one? I don't even know what that's from.
that's
Batman
Batman
Beyond. That thing flies.
That thing's
oh,
pretty freaking
It
cool.
turns invisible, if I'm not mistaken, just like the suit.
is it even a Batmobile?
Technically, it's
Well,
a Batmobile.
It's a Batmobile in a
in
era
the
of
future,
flying cars.
Yeah, when everything's able to fly.
So that makes it a Batmobile. So I'd say, honestly, just because of the coolness
It's
factor,
been a long time since I've watched Batman Beyond. Probably since childhood, to be
I-
honest.
I
And
have
honestly-
a lot of fond memories of this one.
The Batmobile from that, anytime they do Batman Beyond, they haven't changed it,
Really?
by the way. It stays pretty consistent to that.
Yeah.
That general shape and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, by itself, I'd put it at B. It's kind of lackluster in some ways, so it's worthy of a C. In
Let's see.
fondness and memory, I'd put it at S, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's also, that childhood nostalgia area.
Yeah. We'll put it at B, I think. I mean, just look at it like compared to even the other animated ones we have down here.
Is that the Lego Movie Batmobile?
All
This
two of
one
them,
is,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I just realized Robert Pattinson's Batmobile's not on here.
Oh, it's not.
Those dicks.
That
That'd
means
be
this is
S.
old. Oh yeah, no, I love that one. Very
Alright.
classical.
Affleck's. Honestly,
Surprisingly, I like it slightly
High
more than
B.
the Tumblr.
or dude, I love this one. Honestly, it's not my favorite one, but I think it's one of my top 3. Honestly.
It's a little bit more sleek and actually car-like, and doesn't have a stupid design.
And there's machine guns on it.
Well, yeah, so does 1989.
Yeah.
It can kill people.
And the Tumblr can have a cannon mounted to it if so chosen.
Yeah.
My problem with the Tumblr is I've always thought this, though, is just like people are like, it's designed like this so that way it can be like a primal animal running or like a bat when it crawls. And it's like,
Okay.
I'm going to punch you in the
that's,
balls.
That's stupid.
Just say that they made a fun design for God's sake. It's like Andy Warhol's suit.
Well, and see, the Batmobile is supposed to be unique, a unique vehicle.
Oh
to
yeah,
Batman.
I forgot you hate pop art.
No, there's pop art and there's Andy Warhol.
I feel like the Batmobile is supposed to be unique to Batman, and then Christian Bale in the third movie, there was like 900 tumblers running
Dude,
around.
I
Yeah.
love how they use the
Which
the
they did
toy
change color.
I love how they use the toy packaging for the Batman.
Yeah. It's
I had
So
that
where are
one.
we putting Affleck's? High B?
I think it's worth a B. It took what you have in like Arkham Knight in a way, not
Yeah.
contemporary with each other. Contemporary,
What's
but not
the
like.
next one that we have?
That's from Beware the Batman.
Oh.
That looks like a F1, not an F1 car. It's I don't know.
To me, it looks like it plays
Looks
it
like
a little
sports car.
too safe. A little too much like the later animated series stuff.
Honestly, I mean, the Beware the Batman show itself was pretty good near the end.
Near the end.
Yeah, it just
Even with all the weird stuff they did.
yeah, it was getting pretty good near the end. It was definitely axed too soon, in my opinion. But they tried to, because that was a part like whenever DC tried to do Toonami, but with all DC things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that was the era where they were, trying a bunch of things out, and then that's what that era gave birth
to
Teen Titans Go, and that's really the only thing left over.
and also, the DC Universe app, which kind of turned into HBO Max.
Sorta.
Yeah.
DC Universe, that app was later, but there was a comic book app that came out at this
Yeah.
time. 2019-2020 was the release of the DC Universe app.
Oh, I'm talking like the streaming service.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, so like
That was a later
I
addition to
I
the
just
original comic book DC app.
I just remember it having all the Batman episodes in order, and then whenever I got HBO Max, I was like, why are they not in order?
So where are we putting it?
Honestly, I think that one's worth a D because it's very plain.
It's very
minimalistic.
plain, yeah.
Yeah. And minimalistic and not in a way that works to me.
Okay, Batman Brave and the Bold.
I think that's worth a B or
A
an A.
B or an A? I'd say A, honestly.
It's one or the other because it's just that area where they mixed a lot of things together and got something that's very nice.
I don't know how I feel about because like you can see the red,
Uh-huh.
you can see the shape, and then for some reason they put eyes on it.
Yes,
That's
a very old
That's a
comic,
thing, yeah.
And they took the dragster shape and made it two-seater.
Burr, burr.
So to me, that's
Excuse
about
me.
the perfection of several different
Batmobiles.
Batmobiles put into one thing.
Batmobile.
The true statement of you really can take things, put it in a blender, and sometimes it comes out just fine.
All right, the first Lego Batman movie of the two that we have, Mobile. Do
I like-
any of us own either of these sets?
No, they were too
I-
expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
And I that was when I stopped buying Legos for myself. Like, people have given them to me as gifts, but like
I haven't bought
it.
Legos since I was a child.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. I kind of want to get back into it, but they're so expensive now.
They're really
They
It's
are
ridiculous.
They're,
Like,
they're,
that's something that my son probably won't experience as much as I did as a kid,
because of how
or my
expensive they are now.
daughter, or whatever I end up having. Like,
Legos are just like they're an investment.
yeah, it's like literally like, why am I gonna buy my future child, something that's that expensive, for them to just like, if they're like anything like me, they'll just play with the little Lego guys.
It's like I'm really starting to consider it's like the future really is like those like panel painting type things that they do, or like the Star Wars helmets and stuff. Like because it's like the only people who can get these and care
Are
about them
adults.
are adults.
Fucking adults, yeah.
It's the way it's been for about the past 5 years, and they finally figured it out.
Yep. And my mom sent me a Lego set of the new flowers they just made.
Yeah.
My mom's like, I want these. I'm like, buy them yourself. See the price tag? Anyway.
Oh, did I send you guys the Spider-Man thing?
The Daily Bugle one? Or
No, it's
there's
like
new
a
one?
wall panel thing that looks like John Romita Sr. art.
Oh, no, I didn't see
And
that
it's like brick built, and it's like Spider-Man's crawling out of it. It actually looks better than it should.
That's
one.
cool.
That is cool. I didn't see that.
All right, so
All right.
That one, I think it's better than the one from later point in the movie. So wherever that one ends up, I think it should be above the other.
I think since it's made of Legos, we should put it at C and then put this one at D.
That's fair.
All right.
This one spat on the corpse of the original Batmobile from the animated series. I had a toy of this one, and I was like, it doesn't look like the cartoon. And then I saw later episodes. What?
It's kind of like it's kind of why we knocked this one down. There's nothing going on here.
Right, and it looks so
It's a
much
black
like
car.
that one, too.
It's a black car with a kind of weird design, and it even doesn't even have like special wheels on it. Like that's stock rims
Yeah, it
on
just
your Volkswagen Golf. Like, get out of here.
it looks sad compared to everything else that's came out of that universe of stuff.
Yeah.
I'd put it at D or like F for disappointment factor.
Press F for disappointment.
this is a
1970s
very
cartoon.
controversial list, by the way.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
see it. Ooh,
It's just the 1966 one, but they took away a bunch of things.
Just to make it
we don't
easier to
have
animate.
red,
Yeah.
and
It's
we don't have.
Super Friends,
They made
Super
it
Power
blue
Toys.
instead of black, which that's probably
Yeah, that was just
the
it's
era.
easier on cartoons.
it's just
So
Um,
it's just that one, but not as cool.
so F.
I don't know about F. It's whatever. I'm neutral.
Let's put it right
whatever
in the
happens to it. Because it served its purpose, and it didn't
Okay.
even look like the
Put
toy
it
it came
right
out
in
at
the
the
middle.
time. So whatever happens to it, it's
I love how we only have one A.
C'est la vie.
What is this one?
S.
S.
What's it from?
Animated
the Batman
series.
Animated
Okay.
series. It's the original Batman from not Batman.
That's the one that they still use that shape in the comics.
Really?
Like they'll base it off of 89, that one, and sometimes like 66, or just do whatever they want. But that one gets referenced the most.
Really?
1990s cartoon Batmobile, the first generation of it, is one of the biggest Batmobiles to ever do its
Batmobile.
thing. Yeah.
Biggest Batmobile to ever Batmobile. That one, A.
I'm like behind on my Batman cartoons. Dude.
Those three Batmobiles in S tier are what shaped every other Batmobile.
Below
I'd say A for that one.
For this one,
Yeah, because it has a lot going on, right? And plus, it's
I
like
was seeing down here D.
Really?
Honestly, I don't think it did much.
You just base it on
It
looks,
didn't?
and it's kind of
I
It looks like
remember
a
using the
Tesla you
motorcycle
can
more
buy.
often.
Mm.
It does look like a Tesla. Maybe I have a reason to get a Tesla now, just for the aesthetics.
It looks like a Tesla.
Okay.
It just looks like an electric vehicle. There's like, what's that electric vehicle from
I guess
Uh,
I just
the
watched the show.
movie trip?
a lot.
The
This was kind of the
road
Batman
trip movie.
cartoon before the Batman '89 cartoon that I because
What?
This is the Batman cartoon I grew up with more around that time, and then I saw the '89 one. I was like, oh yay! Or I mean the '92 or whatever.
Yeah, it came out after Batman Returns.
Yeah, '92, right?
All right, that's our Batmobile tier list, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it's fairly solid.
Valid.
It doesn't have the Batmobile from the Justice League movie or Robert Pattinson's.
Where would you put Robert Pattinson's? I'd
S.
say A or above.
I put it, A or S.
A or S.
like
I like it.
the
much
scene.
more.
Honestly, for me, skyrocketed to like top most iconic scenes in all of the movies where it's powering up, like that.
we
scene,
also did see that in IMAX.
which made it all the better. Like
Yeah,
I watched
it made
the
me
other day.
it made me really sad that Ellie was in the bathroom for that scene. I was like, no, you just missed the best fucking scene.
It was really good. It was awesome. Like
No.
crazy, like really good. And then what else one are we missing?
Justice League, where they take the one from Batman vs. Superman, which is just fine, and then they mount a really stupid cannon on it.
Oh yeah.
Because they're like, I'm fighting parademons, I need this. And it's like,
Do you?
that thing can't move. It has no... the Gatling guns you have on the front of the car will work just fine.
Yeah. All right. That's our Batman tier list. Let's go to the next one.
Titanfall 2.
Oh, no ads.
All right. We're ranking the Titans from
The ads are
Titanfall
back.
2 because I've been playing this game a lot recently, and I've got a hankering for it.
Hankering for pankering.
Got a hankering. All right. First up, we got the Ion.
Which I need a
The
little
energy one.
I haven't.
The one with
played in
where if
so
you
long.
more. The
aimed
beam
on
or
the
the
sights.
electricity?
The one where the ultimate's the big red beam.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And if you are normal firing the primary gun, it's just one little circle, and if you aim
Yeah.
down the sights, it's the 3.
I used to play that one a lot.
Well, it's the generic. It's the first one that you
I know, but I mean, like, I just stayed with that one
Mhm.
because it's.
I mean, it's pretty good on its own.
I think the right bumper, the little laser beam, like the comes over the head and just.
Yeah.
I think this is a solid A. A lot of people like Wyatt.
Yeah.
Pick it because it's the only one unlocked, or it's out of the first 3 that are there, and just keep with it. And it's not very hard to learn. Like, I think the in-game skill rating is 1 star.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely is. It is
It's
made
just
to be.
point and click. Let's learn the game.
Yep.
And then up next we have the Legion, which is the big.
Yeah,
machine gun
that one.
The charge shot.
I played it a lot just because of how fun it was to do that.
Yeah.
That one, I'd personally put it either A or S in my opinion.
I think it's so looking at it from a gameplay point of view, a lot of people run it because how much damage it shits out. But in return, same with the Scorch, which is my favorite Titan. It's slow. It and the Scorch are heavy Titans, and but like this one's the slowest Titan in the game, and that marks it down for me personally. And it doesn't really fit my playstyle with the Titans of just sitting back and watching people as I just destroy them. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely fun, so I will put it in A. Another one a lot of people run. These next 4 a lot of people run. Or next 3.
Is that the one with the missile barrage or the sword?
This is the one with the missile barrage.
Yeah.
This is the sniper one.
Let's do.
Personally,
North
I never
Star?
really liked playing as him that much.
Yeah.
I don't like playing with him as much because one,
I died
like
a
he's
lot.
that high. He's that glass. He's literally designed to be that glass cannon.
Yeah.
He's small. The North Star. What it's called. The North Star is really small and fast, but you have to charge up your shot for it to do any sort of damage, and it being that charge up and people having the dash thing, if you're not good and if you're low skill rating or don't play the game a lot, like you can't land those shots consistently.
Yeah.
So it's just poopy.
And I haven't played Titanfall 2 in like 2 years.
I got the North Star client, which is that fan ran.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is Titanfall shut down now?
No, it's not. It's shut down. It's just that the game's really glitchy and they kind of like don't pay attention to it since it's like 9 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's not that old, but
Close.
It's getting close.
there's like a North Star run server, a fan run server called the North Star client, and I have that downloaded. Okay, next up the Scorch. I think the Scorch is an S tier Titan.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Like you said, it is a slower
It's
one.
a high skill. It's a high skill rating Titan. You have to learn when to use your canisters and your slam, and then your core. I don't think there's a better core in the game. Where the 2 fists slam down as the fire just rains down.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best, if not the best. I think the Ion rivals it, and maybe the Ronin's shield sword core. I think, and I'm really biased because there were both YouTubers I watched when this game was in its prime, both played the Scorch. So I was like, all right, I gotta learn how to play the Scorch since these guys they make it look so fun and easy to play. So I learned the Scorch, and that's all I play now. I don't really touch the other Titans unless there's a little effort on just hiding in a corner. Then I'll choose the North Star one and just pick at them from afar. So yeah, Scorch goes in S for me. Ronin is one I can never get behind. This is the shotgun with the sword.
See, I like the shotgun, but when it breaks down to like what you could do with any other Titan,
Very high skill rating on this Titan.
To me, I'd almost put it as C because the trade-off, I don't think it's very fair.
Well, you can shred with it if you're good with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But where does that skill level leave it compared to like how much damage it's capable of doing, while also how much damage you can intake? You have to be able to be fast. And once you get trapped, you're done. There's not really a good way to fight out, in my opinion, with him.
Yeah.
It's like
because he has that phase that he can go into, you know. And I feel like at high skill matchmaking, and you're running the Ronin, we're probably ARS tier, but for like normal players, but there is really no normal casual people
Not anymore.
It's probably down here. C. I'd say B lowest, but I feel like these two have been my least favorite Titans. For me personally, are these two in this tier.
Okay.
Because I have the least amount of playtime on all of them. On those two compared to the other ones. The next one is the Tone. And
which one is that one?
That's the one where if you shoot someone, it's the big long 40 millimeter rifle or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you shoot someone 3 times, you could shoot a little missile barrage at them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Tone. I played a lot with Tone.
Tone was hated by the community because of how easy he was to learn and get good with.
There's a reason Connor played with Tone a lot.
And the amount of damage, he's that medium class Titan, so he has a good health pool. He has 2 dashes, I think, and he pumps out shit tons of damage and the auto locking feature. There's really
he was broken.
He still is broken.
He still is broken.
I think he's an S tier for the sole fact of that. But he's just so hated on in the community because of those reasons. But people are just so mad because if one person in the lobby chooses Tone, that person's running the lobby. No matter how good they are. Usually, if they're pretty bad players, you can get up on them, and especially with Scorch, you can get in their face, and they're kind of like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And same with the Ronin, and the Ion. If you kind of get in their face, they kind of just start to frizzle.
Honestly,
out.
I remember if it was an open map, I did pretty well, but if it was like a closed, tight corner map, I got my shit rocked constantly.
Yeah. So I think it's an S for those reasons of it just being so broken, and it's kind of like if you're taking any match extra serious, it's kind of a must pick almost. Next up, we have the Monarch. That's what BT is.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. It's couldn't remember.
A lot of people, and this is another Titan, kind of like the Tone, just not as OP. People just think the fully automatic rifle's kind of broken.
It is.
And the core's not my favorite. The core is what marks it down for me, because it's just you put this thing that your gun just can't stop firing, and it's overcharged bullets.
Yeah.
But your gun just doesn't stop firing. I think that's annoying about it.
It's not very
honestly,
dynamic. Is how I'm gonna put that.
It's not very what?
Dynamic. You compare it to all these other ones. It's okay, you've got this ability, you can do this.
Right.
This one's gun go good.
I think this is my third least played Titan out of all of them. I'm going to put him in B. But if it were BT,
that changes
we'd have
things.
to make a whole new category above S, because BT is our boy. Pilot. I think that's a good list for the Titans.
Yeah.
Right there.
It's honestly not
It would help if we had more Titans, you know what I mean? We only have so many. Yeah.
I mean,
everyone's holding out hope that
Apex would die, so they go back to Titanfall.
No, everyone's holding out hope that they were going to release a surprise game at one of these summer game events this year, because it'd be like the perfect. Think about it. The reason Titanfall 2 failed is because they released it right in the middle. I'm not even joking. It's like there was a month period in between the 2 releases of the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and Battlefield 1 or whatever it was. They released it in that month span. EA destroyed the game by doing that. Literally in the middle of the 2 biggest game titles of every year.
Now Infinite Warfare wasn't very good.
No,
Titanfall
it wasn't.
2 was much better.
Titanfall
and if
2 was so
they'd
good.
waited,
But Call of Duty has numbers just by name.
I know, but if they'd released Titanfall 2 before Call of Duty, or
not even
a little while
before,
after,
I think if I were the CEO of Respawn, I would have waited 6 months after the game. But who would have known? They knew what the release dates were, but who would have known Infinite Warfare would have failed like it did?
Fans.
That was, I think, Infinite Warfare was
the turning point to get back to better things.
not the turning point to get back to the turning point where Call of Duty was really bad for like a couple of years.
Yeah.
Maybe Ghosts was the turn.
That's what a lot of people say is Ghost was the beginning.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
But I
Ghost wasn't
think
that
that it's-
bad
yeah.
gameplay-wise, though. It was just, like,
I think there's a
Infinite
lot of
Warfare
talk
was
that goes
bad.
on with Ghost. Yeah, Infinite Warfare, horrible.
Was awful. And I feel like if
Infinity
this game was
Ward
released
just
even a
went
month
the wrong
before
direction.
or a month after, or like gave the other two games some breathing room,
Yeah.
I feel like this game would have been way bigger than it was. Because I think this sold 4 million copies
Because, like,
when the other two sold like 15
Infinite
and
Warfare
20
was
million copies.
just trying to go off the heels of Black Ops 3 with all the future stuff, and then, like, it just kind of
Well, and
died.
this was also made at a point where people were so desperate for boots on the ground, like because we were in the era of futuristic shooters.
Yeah, ever since Advanced Warfare, people are already sick of it.
And I feel like if people gave this game a try, they would realize, wow, movement in these games can be really good, because that's what this is. I think this is one of the highest rated like quality first-person shooters ever made. I think, like, off of reviews, and in my opinion, I think this is my favorite first-person shooter of all time ever.
Doom is still in that spot for me.
I meant like multiplayer.
Oh, yeah. Multiplayer Titanfall is probably one of my favorites.
I think, and I feel like if it were released at a better point and more people knew about it and people weren't so sick of jetpacks, with the jetpack era, which is what it was, the whole era was known as, was the jetpack era.
Bunny Hop era.
Boing.
This game would have done so much better.
Boing.
Because I don't know if you've noticed, we've been boots on the ground since those games died. We haven't had another futuristic, fast-paced movement shooter like multiplayer shooter
Not
like
in the
this.
same way, at least. I was
Since
gonna say
then.
the newest Battlefield tried to be futuristic, but it just ended up being weird and sad.
I feel like it was like modern future. Like, you know how
Yeah,
there's
it
modern
was supposed
history?
to be just like 20 years from now.
Right. You know how there's like modern history? It's like modern future. I don't know how that would even...
It's just like
A realistic look
sad.
at how technology is going.
Yeah. Let's look forward 20 years. What's your 20-year plan?
And then they added
War.
random weather events. You're fighting, your futuristic tank can lock onto this other tank, but don't worry, there's a tornado. It's like, what? Who asked for this? This is cool. I like the idea of dynamic weather, like a thunderstorm. It makes it harder to do certain things. You can't fly as
But
easily.
a hurricane.
A hurricane just sucks. Why would there be a F5 tornado in the middle of the city that I'm trying to snipe somebody in?
I like to think there's I've never played the game, so is there a game mechanic where if you shoot into the tornado, your bullet can just...
I wish. I don't know if there is.
Like full,
That would actually be
James
interesting.
McAvoy, just like curving bullets.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So there's our Titan tier list. Titanfall, we thank you for being a game. Sorry that you died. And I will continue to play you on the North Star client. If you don't know what the North Star client is, look up a video if you're looking to play some Titanfall on computer. And Xbox controllers have full compatibility with Microsoft. So, yeah. Moving on! All right, we have a short one before a really long one.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah. No, the next one's going to be lengthy.
Hold on. Time check. Pause. We're at 35 minutes. Okay, this one has to be quick. All right.
It shouldn't be too long.
No, it shouldn't be too long. Okay,
This is very
starting off
tactile.
strong. D20 going to great. Has to be.
Yeah.
The whole system's made around
You
it.
feel it in your hand.
The whole system's made around it. You know what dice isn't on here?
Perfect.
The D100. The D3.
Well, the
The
D100 is just a ball with numbers on it.
Okay,
my
so
math
I
ball.
think the D20 is automatic great. I like how it goes great, okay, shitty, CD.
Yeah.
All right.
So great, okay, shitty, cock, doo doo.
Yes.
All right. Starting with the D10.
I think it's middle.
I think
that's fair.
I think it's okay to go shitty.
It does its job.
It's okay. It does it most of the time. You're not rolling these. Usually I think the pole arms have D10s as damage dice, and not a lot of people run the pole arms. Usually you're running like if you're a barbarian, you're running the axe, which is a D12, or the 2D6 greatsword. I feel like a D10 isn't. I feel like the D10 isn't rolled a lot at the table unless you're a fighter rolling for hit points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Valid. All right, D12. D12. Okay.
I think it's at okay. I like it. It's fun to hold.
I think if it's a barbarian, if you're a barbarian wielding a great axe, what's more fun than rolling the second biggest dice for your damage?
You just throw that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I did remember the D10. I think that's also what Eldritch Blast and a heavy crossbow is.
It is.
So it's
forgot.
it's just a mid-level. People are like, oh, it's so good, but it's like when you compare it to like a D12
I might say
or
something
like 2d6.
controversial about the D4. I don't know if I like it as a die. I don't know.
As a
I
dice.
feel like this is the worst
as a
shaped
die.
D4.
Because
Yeah, no,
like,
there's
it
better.
doesn't-
Like they chose
it-
like one of the worst looking ones.
It doesn't roll. You just throw it and it sticks.
Correct. Because I mean,
Yes.
it's only supposed to. It only has 4 ways it can go.
I know. It's just there's
And
no
they-
suspense.
There's other forms of D4s where they can more likely
Well, like-
roll,
well,
but they
it's
look
like
really
You can play the system.
weird.
If you just drop it a certain way, you can play the system with it.
I think it's a D because you can step on it. It hurts.
Yeah.
That's why I'd put it higher. It's just because of it has a utility purpose
Okay.
compared to the rest of them.
All right, we'll put it in C. All right, D6. Great.
That's
It's
fair.
the
One of the
basis
best
of-
dice.
it's one of the
the
basis of
generic
everything.
dice.
It is the dice.
Like it's literally the dice. Like when you talk to normal people about dice, that's what they think of is a normal D6. But usually they have dots on them instead of numbers.
Like dominoes, yeah.
Yep, exactly. All right, the D8. The D8 I think is okay because it's the most amount of classes hit dice.
Right. It's versatile, but yet at the same time, it's just
I think the D8 is claimed by the most amount of classes in D&D, so I feel like it should be okay or above.
So percentage die.
Percentage dice is D.
yeah. It's D. It's one of those
You
things.
never use this. It sits in your bag, and you don't touch it the whole game. And then when you do touch it, that one-off chance, you're like, oh, I'm rolling for a D100. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's used in combination to other things. It's not very.
Without this one, it is nothing for
Yeah, like-
90% of tables.
It's the same die, just different numbers printed on it, right? Or
Pretty
is it-
much.
It's
yeah.
the same shaped dice, yes.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Usually
our
it's
dice
more round.
tier list. Moving on. All right, here's our long boy.
This one, yeah. I'm gonna be a
Pokemon
little
starter
lost.
Tier list.
With
You're not gonna
all
be
the
lo-
evolutions,
You won't be lost
too?
till about Gen 5, huh? Should we? Yeah, all the evolutions.
Oh,
I need to
dear
put
God.
this into
Including the evolutions.
no, just the ones you could. I think they just put
The
this
ones you
down
can
in-
get in Pokemon Silver.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna talk about the evolutions.
Not in Pokemon Silver.
Past
Wait.
Pokemon Let's Go.
Let's go, yeah.
I'm not gonna talk about the Mega Evolves or those. So, I don't even know. I don't know these ones' names even.
I don't know.
Green cat. You're welcome.
I think I only know all the names memorized. I don't even know. I know Finnick. I don't know Chespin. Don't know that. Chestnut.
I know
all right, let's get
I
into
know
it.
Greninja.
Let's get into it. You only know Greninja, or
I know-
are you talking about in that generation?
I know in that generation. I
Okay.
only know Greninja.
Why we'll probably lose you around Gen 4, no, or Gen 5.
Somewhere in there. Like I recognize shapes, but I don't know names.
All right, let's get into it. All right, Bulbasaur.
Shit.
S.
Should we just do the first generation starter, like the first generation of the starters, and not
As-
all of them?
Nah, full send.
You think so?
Just at random things at some point.
Okay,
The question is do we want to worry about the evolutions?
that's what I'm asking.
Like first evolutions?
Should
or
we just
first
do the first
generation?
evolutions?
Probably,
of
just to
the-
keep it easy.
Okay, I'll find one. Poke.
I mean, we could just
Pause.
use the one in front of us.
Buzz. Pokemon starter. So we're not doing the redheads?
No. Pokemon transfer.
Pokemon first month's starters.
There we go.
Yeah, but then it doesn't have the latest generation.
It didn't have the cool ones.
Pokemon starters first form.
Is someone here?
No. Wait, what the fuck is that? Bullshit. Complete starter tier list.
Generations 1 through 8.
This
what
is
the heck is the fourth one? That's just a child.
that's the middle evolution. All Pokemon starters and evolution. Is this the one we had?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it just have the first evolution?
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Sky characters.
Motherfucker.
And this doesn't even have the most recent. Okay.
Are we gonna have to make one?
Nope. We'll just go back to this one. All right, we're back. We give up. Okay. And we're back.
So
okay.
we're just gonna pick out the first ones.
We're just gonna pick. We're only gonna do the starters. I mean, the first evolution of the starters. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get rid of this ad trash. Okay. So starting off with Bulbasaur, I think. Hello.
What was that?
I think Bulbasaur. I've been doing a lot of thinking about this lately, about first gen starters, because I used to say my favorite starter in Gen 1 was Squirtle. But I think I've converted into being a fan of Bulbasaur. I've never liked Charizard because I think Charizard's a fad. You know, like, he's just cool because, cool dragon guy with wings.
I mean,
like, that's the only reason people think Charizard's cool. Like, he's got, like, he's not even a dragon type, which is, like, I think that's a crime amongst humanity. Like,
because dragon types didn't exist at that point.
Exactly. So,
You
like,
think
they did give him a second typing, because it used to be just fire, right? At one point,
Yeah.
Gen 1, I think
maybe
so.
I
I might be making this up, but his second type is flying. He's a flying fire type, flying type.
I'm pretty sure he's the hardest starter. Charmander's the hardest starter to do, though.
No, he is 100%. He weighs you down the most too, being a fire starter. Because let's look at the first few gyms of, like, I think, and the reason Bulbasaur is so good is because he gets you through the first, like, 4 gyms. Like, they all have, like, a weakness or a or don't affect grass.
Yeah, I played. I usually start with a Charmander for the challenge.
I start with, like, and in my playthrough that I'm doing on Fire Red on the emulator right now, I have picked Squirtle. And Squirtle's good too.
Yeah.
But, like, Bulbasaur's just so good. He gets you through the first, like, 3 or 4 gyms. I can't remember off the top of my head, with ease. Like, no one even touches you. Like, it's rock. Rock, you don't have, like, a weakness to rock. It doesn't affect, and you're not super effective at it. But I think maybe that might be a lie. And then, but, like, you just get stomped as Charizard being a fire type. And then Squirtle gets you through that gym. But then the second gym's water. And grass just cleans up at water. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why Bulbasaur is S. Okay, moving on to Charizard. I think he's A tier. Still, I kind of shit-talked him there. I think he's A tier just because he was probably most people's first choice.
Yeah.
Like, this guy turns into the dragon on the cover of my game?
Yeah. The first time, like, I played
Fire Lizard.
Fire Lizard.
The first time I played the first gen, I actually did pick not Bulbasaur, Squirtle.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Squirtle was my favorite starter for quite a while, but I beat that game like twice with Squirtle, and then once with Bulbasaur, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Charmander a try. I mean, he's the namesake of the front of the cartridge I'm playing. I played on Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played on like first generation Red, and played that, and it introduced some nice challenge, and it was good.
Well, see, and that's why Bulbasaur is even better, is because he's the best starter on paper, and not in, like, people's eyes, but on paper, he's the best starter.
He's
and then
good for
he didn't even have. Was there even a Pokemon Green?
Well, there was
a
actually,
Pokemon Leaf Green.
There was a Pokemon in. So it went. They released Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green in Japan.
And then Pokemon Red and Blue in America?
Then Pokemon Blue was a refined version of it in Japan, which fixed some glitches and some sprite issues. So what we got was a retooling of Pokemon Blue into Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue, and we got that. We didn't get Pokemon Green, and then we got the Pikachu edition once the anime started, and everyone was on Pokemon Yellow.
Once the anime came out.
Once the anime came out, and everyone was on Pikachu. Yeah.
And the Pikachu went right in the box. Pikachu's trash. Pikachu's one of the worst Pokemon ever. He's just cute. Like, honestly, though, the moveset for Pikachu in the anime is probably the best, one of the better movesets for him. Like, Iron Tail, Headbutt. Headbutt would be the only one I would replace, but it's like Iron Tail, Headbutt, Thunderbolt.
I've never gotten through Pokemon Yellow just because of how challenging it is.
Yeah, he's trash.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun to play, just for the extra challenge. But, like, like if you've played the games to death,
I think Squirtle's A.
if you've played Gen 1 to death, playing Pokemon Yellow is honestly a good exercise. It's an exercise of patience because things that were easy are not anymore. You actually
your
have
first gym is rock type, and you
yeah,
just
you-
get
you ha-
demolished.
you actually have to grind and build your team before you go to the first gym.
yeah,
It's
like rock is because what happens when you electrocute a rock, geologist?
I mean, whole lot of nothing.
Exactly.
yeah.
I think Squirtle is an A tier for the same reasons as Charizard, but I think Squirtle's actually better in Charizard in my eyes because I love water starters. Most of my starters that I've chosen were water starters.
Yeah, like I first playthrough I did was Mudkip.
Exactly. That was the same here.
Like my first Pokemon game I ever played was Ruby.
Blastoise. Who doesn't like a turtle with cannons in it?
So yeah, no. As an outcome at the ending, yeah, he's great. The middle though, I don't like it.
You don't like Wartortle?
He looks ugly.
I think Wartortle is probably the worst middle evolution of Gen 1, but he's way better than 90% of the middle evolutions in the rest of the games.
I can believe that.
Speaking of things that just don't get better,
I just don't get
Chikorita sucks. I tried one time to play with Chikorita.
I don't even know the final evolution's name of this because I never touched
I've
this
played
Pokemon.
Pokemon Silver multiple times,
And what's the
I evolved Chikorita. It was hard.
what's the middle evolution?
So like I can't remember.
We're talking about the green Tic Tac.
yeah.
right?
The green Tic
Okay.
Tac.
I hate that thing just because of how ugly it is. I don't actually know anything
Wait, I
about
have a
it.
shiny one on Pokemon
It's
Go and I
just-
hate it.
It's just
So the
so
middle
everything
evolution.
redeeming about Bulbasaur was taken away.
So you see how Chikorita's kind of trash, and then the middle evolution, which I forget the name, I'm getting it in a second, is kind of okay looking with the giant blade on the head and the spikes on it.
And then
it
they
turns
murdered
into
that.
a flower. So in Pokemon Stadium, which is a Pokemon game you just boxed in,
That one I know. Yeah.
they don't even have the final evolution in the game
Why?
because the middle one's cooler.
Fair.
It's like there's a game where Phoenix, like there's another fighting game like that where Delphox is not in the game. This one is because this one's so bad to look at, and this one's not even any better. Why is Finnick in here twice?
Cuz.
Someone's a shill.
I hate Finnick. Finnick's disgusting. But yeah, moving right on to Chikorita. I think, honestly, there's worse Pokemon.
There's
That's why I'm
worse.
putting out D.
So D. It was the first
he
bad
has
one.
an E. There's not an F one. Valid.
Cyndaquil.
Hold on. I'm looking up the middle evolution's name real quick.
Cyndaquil is another one of those ones I think is just ugly, but it's better than looking than
Bayleaf.
Chikorita.
Bayleaf.
Bayleaf.
Bailiff?
Bayleaf. Bayleaf.
Sy- Did you just trash my boy Cyndaquil?
He's ugly.
Cyndaquil.
He's
Second.
Looks like
Of
an
the
echidna with
starters.
like missing a piece of its head.
he is an echidna.
Why is he missing part of his echidna head? It's like an echidna with a
This
soft
is another
spot.
one of those things. Why is Gen 2 so bad at this? Why is Gen 2 so bad at this?
I think he's just ugly.
Cyndaquil.
Cute
D.
starter. Awesome middle evolution. Like Typhlosion's so ugly, bro.
That's just the second one, but angry.
Typhlosion is ugly. Typhlosion is a giant
I don't agree.
trash. It just has a collar, bro.
Honestly, I do think
Where do you want to put him?
Can we
Because I'm thinking
I-
C.
I
So where
only
do you
have
think?
aesthetics. That's all I've got for you.
low B? Low B.
Because I was thinking. So you're thinking C, and I'm thinking B.
So I'm
Or
thinking
you're
low
thinking
B.
and I'm thinking C. We'll put him in B because a lot of people chose Cyndaquil. Because,
Cyndaquil is.
but I think Totodile is the best starter of Gen 2.
Totodile is. He is.
But like, look at that middle evolution. Trash.
And I mean the
Trash
the
middle
last
evolution.
one is honestly redeeming.
So I don't know why Pokemon does this. Let me go on a rant here.
Are we going to talk about Godzilla references?
No,
or?
I don't know why Pokemon does this. They make the middle evolutions trash all the time. That is the evolution you're spending most of the time in the game in. If you don't like grind after if you don't grind afterwards, literally you're spending from level 16 to level 35 with this Pokemon, and like most of the time, like you're getting your Pokemon, your final evolution probably up to level 60 to beat the Elite 8, right?
Yeah.
So-
Elite 6.
Is it? I think it's 8.
Elite 4.
Elite 4.
Yeah.
We're both wrong. Anyway,
We're both wrong.
this Pokemon, you're spending most of the normal gyms you're going to with this motherfucker, and they're all 90% of the middle evolutions are ugly. My favorite starter has an ugly middle evolution, and I hate it.
Bulbasaur?
No, my favorite starter is Mudkip.
Oh. Yeah.
Totodile, I think is still B. I don't think any of the second generation starters may breach that B
Yeah,
ceiling.
I do agree.
All right, next up we are starting with generation 3.
So this one,
Trico.
I have a very specific opinion about it. 100% based on, again, the way it looks. It's Smug Aurora Mox, man. I want to hit it with a bat.
So you know Charizard's whole thing. He's really cool looking,
But he's the most challenging.
Yeah, that's Trico.
That's
of
Trico.
Gen 3.
My most recent game of Ruby was Trico.
Because people see giant, cool lizard-looking thing and immediately magnetize to it for some reason. But I think Trico. I think the first generation and the third generation starters I think are the best in the whole series,
I do agree.
and a lot of people do.
Well,
like
Gen 4 has some decent ones too in the later like evolutions. Like Infernape looks fucking sick.
No, I think Gen 4 is where the turn is where the turn after Gen 4 is where the turn starts. The turn to bad starters happens.
I mean,
at Gen
Infernape looks freaking sick though.
5. No, I think the Gen 4 starters are good.
Yeah.
I like all three of them. But where are we at? We're at Trico.
Trico.
I think Trico's lowest of A so far,
Yeah.
and then Torchic's gonna be highest of B so far.
Yeah, because
Because
I mean
I don't really like the look of Blaziken. I think this is where.
but Blaziken's moveset though.
Oh no, it's god tier. But like
It's
I
God
think
yeah.
looks are a part of Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
So Blaziken is where the bipedal trend starts to happen. I think
Oh yeah.
They just make it a person.
they just make it a person. I think that's where it started, and people are like, oh, people really like Blaziken. Maybe we do more of that. And then they didn't do it because I feel like if they had that conversation, these starters were already set. Gen 4 starters were already set, and then they destroyed. Like they stood do, and I don't know if you've noticed a thing. They only usually do it with fire starters, except for this one for Gen 6, which we'll get to that. Anyway,
Gen 6 is where you're gonna lose my where I am.
now we have the best starter in any game because you get the water ground type,
Yeah.
you get a cool looking Pokemon.
Mudkip was an easy
The only
run.
thing that people mark down this Pokemon for, and it's my favorite Pokemon. Mudkip and Swampert's my favorite Pokemon ever. That Marshtomp, the middle evolution is so ugly.
He looks like just an
But
awkward
the bad
eighth
thing
grader.
is that he's not the ugliest middle evolution of Gen 3. Combuskin is. I hate this fucking giant knee having hips. Fucking can't decide what it has down there.
I think I like it more than
Marshtomp,
yeah.
but like, cause like,
Marshtomp doesn't even have feet.
is it Gallade?
I think so. Well, no, that
Or-
Gallade is a separate Pokemon.
What is the middle evolution of Trico? Gallade. It starts with a G. I thought.
Rip off Velociraptor.
No. Wait, I have a.
Honestly,
Pokédex.
they just need to do starters based off of dinosaurs.
Dude, you should see.
Well, so I discovered this thing and I
it's
sent
the
it to
coolest
Wyatt,
thing I've ever seen.
and this guy's making it his own region, and it's all based on Jurassic.
He calls it
like-
Pokemon Amber.
Grovyle, dumbass. Grovyle Sceptile. So it's Grovyle. Grovile's the best looking one of all three of them, middle
Yeah.
evolution wise. But
Sceptile.
and this is the only starters that have mega evolutions. That's how you know they're the that's how you know first gen and third gen are the best starters because they're the only starters with mega evolutions.
Well, that's honestly it's just because Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out right after X and Y.
I mean, they were Gen 6 games, so kind of came out with them. Kind of like Fire Red and Leaf Green came out with Gen 2, or Gen 3. No, Fire Red and Leaf Green came out with Gen 3.
And then Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which
Yeah.
honestly are the best remakes that they've made, in my humble opinion.
So Turtwig,
Turtwig?
I think, is my favorite, my personal favorite of all the
yeah.
grass starters. He's not my favorite because I said Mudkip was,
Yeah.
but out of all the grass
Out of
starters, I
all the
think Turtwig is my favorite one because he
I-
turns into that giant, nasty,
Dude,
awesome looking turtle thing.
Turtwig, like, I just remember having a lot of... my first playthrough of Pearl was with Turtwig, and remember whenever my R4 got something in my R4 got messed up and the save corrupted, and I was like so sad.
I'm gonna put him top of A because Gen 4s were kind of like, I feel like people stopped, like not as I feel like Gen 4 is kind of slept on.
Yeah.
You know.
Chimchar is my favorite. I mean, Turtwig has a good place in my heart, but Chimchar is my favorite starter of that generation.
I feel like Infernape is dope.
Infernape elevates Chimchar.
I feel like he's definitely up here in A tier.
Yeah.
And Piplup, I feel like is better than the Gen 2 starters, but not as good as Torchic.
Yeah. Snivy.
Snivy, this is where the downfall. Wyatt, you can see where the downfall happens.
I was gonna say
So-
Snivy has the exact problem that I have with Trico, but worse.
I think
I'd
all three
pummel it into the ground with a bat.
I think Oshawott, I would put him higher because he's who I played with, but I feel like Oshawott and Snivy are in the same boat, but then Tepig is down here with Chikorita just because of how ugly Emboar is. And what is that? What is that?
It's a Sonic character.
That is disgusting.
That does look like a Sonic
I want
character.
to hit it with a baseball bat, dude. Like, that's gross. At least Oshawott turns into something somewhat remotely cool. Samurai.
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 He's no
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Why has it become 4 legs?
Because because people, I don't know.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't like about Oshawott's final evolution. He becomes quadrupedal. Or quadpedal.
Quadrupedal.
Quadrupedal. Why?
Beetle pedal.
Why?
Well,
That's downgrading his is it downgrading his mobility, or is it?
He might be
Well,
faster.
so
He'd definitely be faster.
if you don't think
but-
that makes sense, look at going back to my favorite Pokemon, Mudkip 4. Marshtomp is bipedal, and then it goes back to 4.
No, no, he can walk on his hind legs. I'm pretty sure.
Swampert does not walk on his hind legs ever.
Doesn't?
No, until you get to here, and then he just walks like a gorilla.
Okay.
So it's only hands.
Okay.
Okay. Pause. I'm gonna move all
Only
these down.
hands. Why don't you just move all the first types
Smart.
up?
Where are we at? We're at Chespin.
I almost said something that I didn't want in recording. I know this is a pause, but I didn't want that on recording.
All right then. Rowlet,
Some of these it's
Litten.
hard to tell what's the start.
Poplio.
I hate that one.
I hate Poplio. Poplio is the worst.
He makes me mad.
And Litten was so cool, and then they made him bipedal. I hate people so much. The worst.
I like the big angry version of the monkey.
Gorilla Boom, I think is literally his name. Rillaboom.
We need more of that. I still don't understand what the heck that second form for that rabbit is. That is just awful.
It's a child.
It's
That-
just a child.
That looks like Mickey Mouse if he's trying to.
I don't even know
fucking-
these ones' names.
It's like actual anime Mickey Mouse, not Kingdom of Hearts stuff.
You just called it Kingdom of Hearts.
Wait, what
Is
is
is it
even
Kingdom
that?
Hearts?
It's Kingdom. It's just Kingdom Hearts.
I hate it so much.
Is that all of them?
Pikachu and Eevee.
Trash. All right, unpause.
I slightly don't agree, but okay.
For what? Which part?
Pikachu. Pikachu's just hard. He just introduced
He's
this
just literally
challenge.
one of the worst Pokemon ever. He just sells the game. All right, next up we have Chespin,
I hate him.
grass starter of Generation 6. I think this is where the hard downfall starts. I think Chespin's not in D tier, but I like Chespin better than Chikorita. And then we have Finnegan.
Can we put Chikorita in E?
Oh.
I just
Finnegan is an E, and we can put Chikorita down there too. But Finnegan is literally the worst fire starter ever. I hate it. I hate it, dude. Delphox is literally the worst abomination ever. They're like, dude, what if we make a witch fox? Cool. What the hell is that? That's what I said. No, that is a demon. Like, that, it's disgusting. Delphox is the
what's
the
Delphox
ugliest
look
Pokemon.
like?
That solely because it
There's
turns into
Delphox.
solely because it turns into Greninja
Froaky's awesome.
Froaky's awesome.
Froaky's what saved
Greninja's
Generation 6.
awesome.
If you did not choose Froaky in Generation 6 and you chose
Something was
Chespin
wrong with you.
or Finnegan, you're wrong.
You're
okay?
wrong. You're just wrong.
I'm putting him up here in A tier.
Aesthetically speaking, I like none of them.
You don't like Froaky?
No.
The
His
only
cotton is like really sticky and like you can throw it on things.
the only reason I liked
idea
Froaky
is
was just
cool,
because of his
the
last
way he
evolution.
looks.
His last evolution saved
You know,
him.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that,
no, he did
you
like
know-
Greninja. Is that what he's called?
Yeah, Greninja. I didn't know
like him.
Greninja's scarf was
His
a
tongue.
tongue
Yeah.
until the movie came out. That's how long I went without. I just thought, I don't know why. I just thought, oh, the white puff around Froaky's neck hardened and became red.
Kim Pink.
He just lost control of his tongue.
Yep. Rowlet.
You know, out of all grass types since Generation 1, I think he offends me the least.
You think?
Honestly, he
Even Turtwig Twig?
Oh, I kind of forgot about Turtwig being up there.
you
Since
don't- you don't
Turtwig.
like- You don't like Oh, yeah. So
Since
let's do
Turtwig.
C for it
I
because
think.
it turns into
I
an
think-
owl.
I think
He actually turns
He is
into
an
kind
owl,
of a cool
but
looking
he-
owl. Like a really
Decidueye
big one.
is gross to me, and the middle evolution's on par with.
The middle one looks like an emo anime character that
I
deserves
don't
to
even
be
see
punched.
it. Where is it even at? Right here. Wait, right here. Yeah, that is disgusting. And the Decidueye is kind of mid. Like I was really excited for Rowlet, and then I saw it turn into Decidueye, and I was kind of disappointed. Not gonna lie.
Its Mega Evolution looks neat though.
Litten's. I hate that Litten's probably the best starter of Gen 7. I don't think we're putting anything above.
C
B for
from
a
now
while.
on, yeah.
And it's not getting better.
It's not. Litten was really cool. Look at the middle evolution. You're like, okay, we're gonna get a dope ass
Oh,
tiger.
This isn't current, is it?
No, we have the last three, right
Even
here.
Scarlet and
Yeah, that's them right
Oh.
there.
oh god.
Yeah. no, they're awful.
Yeah, but look what the fire one turns into. I think he's pretty cool looking.
Yeah. That's the
But
only.
the friggin' sombrero wearing
I think that's
middle evolution.
better than
Wait,
the starting
does
point.
the
I can't believe he has a sombrero on.
does the water type for this generation only have one evolution?
No, I moved him. He's
You moved it?
somewhere
Okay.
right there. He looks like a Five Nights at Freddy's character.
God.
Where did he go? I don't see the.
What
Five Nights
the
at Freddy's.
Oh, there he is.
Tell me that's
Gross.
not Chica. It's in some
Yeah, no,
reality.
Actually, isn't
I
there,
don't like that.
isn't there the newest one with like the bikes or something? What's the? Doesn't it have like a weird starter set?
That's these starters.
That is those ones.
Yeah.
I thought those ones were older than
Poplio.
that by a little.
Worst water starter. Worst water starter.
Aesthetically speaking, it's hideous.
It's the worst water starter. It turns into a sea lion that has aerial hair.
That's
But blue.
worse. How did it get worse? I'm looking at this. It got worse.
It gets worse, Wyatt. It gets worse.
the evolutions
Grookey,
are
is that
supposed
this
to be
guy's name?
better.
Grookey, I
Grook-
think.
He turns into Rillaboom, which is this is who I chose for Gen 7 because 90% of
On-
players chose
Honestly,
this little fucking rabbit. I forget its name. Scorch. I don't know. This is where my names start to get lost because I definitely don't know these names. Sobble. What is this one's name?
Hamster.
So
Hamster.
Grookey and Hamster are better than Sobble because Sobble turns into how you said the middle evolution for Rowlet was kind of a goth character. Look at the final evolution and the middle evolution of Sobble.
Yeah, that one it just needs to go. It's.
Sobble is.
It doesn't even look like a Pokemon.
You know how I said Popula is the worst water starter? Sobble's the worst fire starter.
I mean water.
A water starter. And then Grookey, I'd put him up here in C for like shiggles, and then Scorch Bunny, Score Bunny.
Scurby.
I'll put in
Scabies.
C as well.
Scabies.
This
That's-
cat,
It's a cat.
and it's bipedal.
Of course it is.
Because
Immediately
they need to
bipedal.
sell to the Rule 34 clan.
Oh my God, is that it?
All these-
Is that what it is?
Look how the only one that has 4 legs is the best out of all of them. These literally look like FNAF characters from Gregory. What's that game?
Security breach.
Security Breach. Tell me that's not from Security Breach.
That
bro.
one, I don't know.
That
That
one
one
is.
definitely.
But-
it looks like Sonic.
Don't
Something from Sonic.
Don't. Okay. Let's say.
I'm just putting
Don't
these
you
down
dare
here.
diss my boy Sonic like that.
I'm just putting these in E, bro. And I'll put this one because it's kind of cool looking. I'll put this in C. I'll put this above Decidueye.
That duck makes me mad.
It's
I
better-
can't explain
Is
why.
it better than Tepig?
Dace. I think so. I think that's cooler than Embor, just from looks.
I don't know. I always
Look
like
at the sumo wrestler.
I always kind of liked Embor more than.
Look at the wrestler, and then look at this crazy crocodile looking thing, and tell me
That's-
that doesn't
that's
look
Ghost
cooler.
Rider
fair.
Crocodile.
Fair enough.
Just based on looks alone, because we
That's-
haven't played with it.
Yeah.
I haven't played the recent generation.
Okay,
Pikachu,
for the challenge.
bro.
For the
Is
challenge.
the challenge even worth
B.
it? Because 90% of people who played yellow put it directly into the box.
I'd put him at B.
I think for nostalgia, and for it being the mascot, I'll put it above Cyndaquil. And then
Hold
Eevee,
the fuck up there. Move my boy Cyndaquil back to his rightful spot.
Okay.
No, fuck you. There. Thank you.
Okay, Eevee I think is Eevee as a Pokemon by itself
Is cracked.
G. Like literally trash.
Really?
And you know what? You know what you
That's
ca-
probably
you
the
know what
most,
you
like,
can't
that's
do.
the AK-47 Pokemon.
You know what you can't do in Let's Go? Evolve it.
Bullshit.
No, it sits in your place as an Eevee. Swear to God, you can't evolve it. You have to get a different Eevee to evolve it.
Why can't you evolve that one?
Because I'm pretty sure that was a mechanic. They might have changed it, but when the game dropped, I'm pretty sure that was a thing.
Could you evolve the Pikachu?
No.
So it's supposed to be like
Your
the show.
buddy.
So yeah, it's your.
I think instead of that,
If you
I think they just let you have a seventh party member. It was just like, this Eevee's gonna stay with you, but you have six different Pokemon. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
So it's just it's a friend.
It's literally just a pet. Like if you wanted to get any other Eevee, you'd have to like get a different Eevee. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure that's what happened.
I don't like that.
That's just a poor
That's
mechanic.
just wrong. It's just wrong.
Because you couldn't do anything with
That-
the Pikachu in the yellow either.
That's literally. Well,
I don't think you could evolve it to Raichu.
I don't think you could.
It just
Yeah.
sits in your party as a Pikachu that sucks.
Well, you can. I made it good. You just have to grind it out until it just decimates everything with.
That's
Tail
any
whip.
Pokemon. You could do that with the Drifloon.
I know. That's the point. I think I grind to get Pikachu powerful enough to beat Brock by himself. I did this once. I was like 12 and I was bored one weekend, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna. It took me like 2 days of just constant playing to get Pikachu up to a high enough level by just killing Rattata.
I hope we offend people, because especially with these last two, like I hope these last two tiers offend people. Like I hope there's some Chikorita stan out there
There are.
that's like, "How'd you do, my boy? Like, come
I'll-
find me and I'll fist fight you."
I was gonna say I'll gladly meet him with a bat.
Yeah.
It's
like,
it's
we'll-
a
we'll
bad looking
arrange it.
Pokemon. I don't like the way it looks. It's too smooth and amorphous.
It just looks like a bean.
It reminds me of like
My favorite
It looks
Chikorita
like-
content
it looks
ever
like that
is that
little-
one TikTok where they skin it and make a meal out of it.
Hold on. There's something I'm thinking of. I need to pull it up.
How much time do we have left?
I think it's called the autism.
at this part of the
creature.
video, just come back up to us. That's our tier list. Is it valid or no? All right, now then just zoom back up to
An
us.
hour and 10. Oh god.
Yeah, this is what Chikorita reminds me of.
Send me that picture. I'm putting it in.
It's just called the autism creature. That's what it's called. That's what the meme is called.
Anyway, guys, on that note,
Okay.
we're out of time for this week's episode of the podcast. Please make sure to leave a like on this video. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And what's the secret word?
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Also down in the comments, type Pokemon, but also tell us what your favorite Pokemon starter is.
And also tell Gary happy birthday.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah, by the
guys.
time this gets uploaded, it'll be a little late.
And you'll
But-
be 21
I'll
though.
be 21. I'm the last to turn 21.
Yeah.
Sad. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.